Evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rudy Page and welcome to the United Nations Association of Ghana Commission for Women and Children's Affairs, UK and Ireland meeting. I'm Rudy Page, the Special Envoy, and we're very pleased to be here today with our key stakeholders, board members, our national head, the supporters, and we will be speaking about some of the programs and projects that the Commission will be pursuing over the next year or so. So thank you very much. I'd now like to introduce Jemima Agri, the national head. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudy. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Jemima.
Yes, good evening. Yeah, I welcome you all to today's meeting. That's the virtual launch of the Unacwca UK and Ireland. Yeah, so I'll go straight to my speech because I have like 3 minutes. Yeah, so 2 years ago, the United Nations Association of Ghana gave me the mandate to lead the Women and Children's wing of the association here in Ghana. Now, the establishment of the commission was propelled into action last year with the registration and other documentations fully completed early this year. Having satisfied all legal and regulatory requirements, I'm happy to say that the UNACWCA is a legal body recognized by the laws of Ghana with support from UNA Ghana. And we're also recognized by the World Federation of United Nations Association, that's UFUNA. Several milestones have been achieved along this journey. We have a fully functional advisory board whose wise counsel and varying support is steering the commission to great heights. Not only that, we are in partnership with the Lena Marshall Foundation in Liberia, Streetwise Management Foundation or Streetwise Foundation UK and Ghana, Rich Woman Magazine UK, Multimedia Group Ghana Limited, based here in Ghana, Step Network, also based in Ghana, Amial Debra, based in Ghana, OT Radio UK, Fresh FM Radio London. Yes, and then the mandate of the commission is huge, and as such, it will require of everyone to help attain the UN SDG 5, that's gender equality. For this reason, the commission has designated the following influential personalities to galvanize support for our work. They are Mr. Richard Obite-Comey, former IBF lightweight champion, Dr. Gina Asari, CEO GP1, Madam Lena Marshall, founder, Lena Marshall Foundation, Liberia, Rudy Page, CEO Making Connections Work, who was recently appointed as the UNACWCA Special Envoy to UK and Ireland. Congratulations, Rudy, and let me take this opportunity to introduce you, yes, to the world as a Special Envoy for UK and Ireland. Yes, and we are still in the process of recruiting more goodwill ambassadors. Well, so I would like to thank speakers who, although not Ghanaians, respect the heritage, legacy, and achievement of the nation. And I would also want to end by saying that let's live peacefully together and embrace each other regardless of race, religion, or creed. Thank you very much. Over to you, Rudy.
Thank you very much for that, Jemima, and great thoughts there, particularly at the end. We live in a world where we depend on each other, so it's important to respect each other as well. So thank you very much for that. I'd like to now move to our board members. So this is an opportunity for board members who would like to start to say their few words.
I can start.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, first and foremost, it's an honor to be here amongst all of you for such a great cause. As Jemima says, it's very important that we work together to make, work together to make this cause successful, because it's very difficult, especially with you know, people like myself who are not from Ghana. If we don't recognize our heritage, it's very difficult for others to take on board what kind of work can be done. So from my point of view, it's very important that we work very hard to show people that we're embracing our heritage. Hence, when we set up our Streetwise Foundation, it was to help boxers such as Richard Comey, who I've had from the beginning all the way to the top of the world, shows what can be done. And if we can get others to embrace that, it helps us bring awareness to what we're trying to do. In terms of, like Rudy, I've been speaking to over the last couple of days in initiatives and things that we can do. I think from my point of view, the most important thing is bringing awareness to the cause. There are so many causes in the world, and we mustn't let it get diluted in everything that's happening. We have to make sure that whatever we do is up there and functionable and has awareness from the goodwill ambassadors and the people that we have working for the cause. So, I mean, for me, the most important thing is awareness, and the right type of awareness. And I think we have to set a goal and targets of things that we can do, especially in the UK and obviously in Ireland, especially in the UK, what we can do in terms of bringing that awareness on a broader scale. Because, you know, sometimes with things like this, when you do them back home in Ghana, they get lost in the minefield of all the other things that are going on. And people like ourselves from here, from the UK, tend to lose the essence of what it's all about. So for me, the most important thing is bringing awareness to what we're trying to do.
Great, thank you for that. And I know we've got other board members. So I move to Lena.
Thank you, Rudy. Good evening, everyone. And thanks for coming on this evening, just to get an overview of what is happening. For me, I just find this is a great moment for us all. First, to meet a few that we've not met, and the working together. And I look forward to working together with projects that we're gonna come up with. And one of the projects that I long to work on, which I'm also working on in Liberia, is opening a women and children center, a space where the women and children can come together. If it's even just to do exercises, come together for a cup of tea, to have discussions, to get medical advice, or anything like that. So that's one of the projects I'm looking forward to doing in Ghana. Ghana to me already is like a second home. My brother-in-law is from Ghana, and I visited about a year ago, and I fell in love with the country. So I look forward to implementing things that I'm doing in Liberia. I'm looking forward to bringing that onto Ghana, the successful projects I've implemented, and working alongside with the team. I mean, as you said, working together makes us stronger. So I look forward to that, and hopefully, with COVID kind of easing up, we can all probably just go down to Ghana at some point and see what's actually on the ground, what needs doing, and getting stuck in. So, I mean, I'm just going to be brief, and I look forward to more engagements with the team. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Lena. Any other board members, please? No other board members? Okay. Right, okay. What I'd like to do now, what has been good in some of our previous engagements, that there were a list of projects and going right across different sectors. So what we've been able to do, working with Jemima, is to narrow it down into what we would regard as what we call programs and projects, because as Michael alluded to earlier on, and Lena, we've got to put together projects that can actually be implemented. So in my world, we always talk about implementation is key to attainment. So, and of course, we're talking about development, community development under some challenging, and people live in some challenging environments. So if you look at some of the work, and a lot of this work that we'll be doing is a sharing of good practice, because here in the UK, we have the structures and systems for community economic development, focusing on inclusion. So we talk about at the moment, in a lot of our delivery, we talk about our priorities are on the 21st century learning and skills for the creative economy. And so what that is, if we first take the 21st century skills, being collaboration, creativity, communication, critical thinking, all these are essential elements for developing communities and developing the structures, management structures as well. And so, so linked to that then, and that thinking is not on here. I'm hoping he will join us, Dr. Sunday Popaola. He's in fact actually in Nigeria at the moment. He will be in Ghana at the end of this month. And he's done a lot of work around the online learning and specifically around STEM learning. And a lot of the projects that are being put forward, the STEM learning will underpin the necessary learning and skills to some of those projects. So again, we see ourselves as being involved in capacity building as well. So again, if we're assisting people to gain the skills so that they can carry out their projects, we see that as an important part of our role. But not only that, for us to work with the people who are providing skills and capacity building support as well. So we're very flexible. So we're not trying to say that we will be there delivering every project on the ground, but if we can work with the organizations and help with the capacity building of those organizations, connecting them into networks, sharing the good practice and effective practice from what's being proven in practice, then I think in the longer run, we will have, we'll get the scale, but most importantly, we'll get the impact. So what we've done then, based on the Commission's number of projects, we've broken them down into 5 specific areas. So the first area is business support and enterprise development. And by breaking it down into clusters, as we call it, it means for us, it doesn't matter what type of business that women may want to pursue. And given that you've already identified some different types of businesses, then that's where the networking comes in. That's where the technical expertise, people who are already involved in that sector, where that knowledge can be shared. And so the business support, so the first principle of business support is to provide support where a business can be competitive, where it can survive, where it can get involved in whatever their goals are. So again, we've got people from here, my colleague Richard Davis, and interestingly, just as I called his name, he's just clicked on Richard Davis. Richard specializes in working one-to-one with businesses, and sometimes when people are setting up a business for the first time, they're not sure how to go about it, what the process is. So Richard's business, ABS, does that type of work. And the good thing is, going back to my point, is that whilst we're online and whilst we're international, and there's a term we use, technology has no gatekeepers. So again, people such as Richard can be working with the trainers in Ghana, those who are running organizations, so that knowledge can be shared. And then on the ground in Ghana, that, that one-to-one contact until, of course, Richard gets his invitation to Ghana, of course. But so that's how we really want everybody to see that we're working through structures and systems, using communication, using knowledge sharing, using these forums that we have now, which are really, really important. So that's a bit, so number one, business support and enterprise development. There'll be another colleague coming on, Sonia Kamara, and she does a lot of work around women and empowering women to get involved in business, particularly women from the middle age, 50 plus, which again is an important target group in terms of inclusion. And again, she's had great success with some of her work around that. So hopefully she will be on to say a few words, how she'll be able to provide support. Another important area, maternal health and early childhood development. So we understand the World Health Organization figures around maternal health, particularly on the continent. So again, here in the UK, we've got a lot of good practice that we can share, and people who are willing to support, willing to travel, willing to get involved. And they've got what we talk about is a proven track record of achievement. So anybody getting involved with us will have to demonstrate that they have a proven track record in their area, what we call subject matter expertise. And then they can come into the program and then be there to provide the information, advice and support to the programming. The next area is public health and wellness. And of course, we're the pandemic, and of course, countries are in different stages of coming through the pandemic. So public health is really important. And the overall wellness as we're coming through the pandemic, diet, nutrition, mental well-being, all these things are an essential part of the development process. So that's the third area, sorry. Then the fourth area is the STEM learning, which I touched on earlier on. Our colleague, Dr. Sandeep Ola, from he works at Imperial College London, so he's done some great work, online work, which I know one or two board members are aware of his work and his commitment to support the program as well. So we'll be hearing more about that. And then finally, arts, media and communication. Going back to Michael's point, it's really important that we use the media and communication and be clear, get clear messages out. And then as we make progress, communicate those messages and give people the opportunity, people and organizations, regardless of their background and status, should feel welcome to get involved and make their contribution. So we certainly believe in inclusion. And just finally, I have two points. I will say that the best alignment for women is power. So at the end of the day, this is all about women and children. So the best alignment for women is power. So again, we always talk about empowerment here in the UK. And so if we can empower women to make their choices and focus on their development, then we're heading in the right direction. And then finally, with young people, it's a global theme that we use all the time. We say young people need somewhere to go. Young people need something to do. Young people need someone to show them how. So again, we're talking about women and children's affairs. So we'll be thinking that there's, and ensuring with every program and project that there is that learning and that sharing and that opportunity for young people to get involved at whatever level. The most important thing is involvement. And so I'll stop there. So thank you very much for that. Now, we've got a number of guest speakers who are going to talk a bit about themselves and also their commitment to the Commission's cause. So I'm going to start with Antoinette Page, maybe a relation or not, and then I'll go to Dr. Marina. Thank you, Antoinette.
Thank you, Rudy, and good evening, everybody. And yes, I do believe that somewhere down the line in Jamaica, we have a connection somewhere. We get to find old roots. So my name's Antoinette Page, as Rudy said, and again, congratulations to you, Rudy, on your appointment to, prestigious board. And I thoroughly am so pleased that they have selected somebody of your steadfast knowledge, capabilities, and commitment to this type of work. You've been, really diligent in the community for many, many years, and I'm really pleased to now see it extend to our African brothers and sisters. So my organization is called Heritage Consultancy Network. And what we do, we're a community-based organization based here in London. However, we do many activities in the Caribbean and also in Jamaica. And our ethos is we're here to promote and preserve the African and Caribbean cultural heritage. So we look at it from a standpoint of culture, we look at it from a standpoint of creativity, and also, to Rudy's point, education and learning. So we work with many young people here in London. I've worked with persons in Jamaica. I've delivered international carnival in Nigeria, and I'm currently working with a young lady of diaspora background. She's English and Jamaican, and she's now been a selected finalist as part of the Miss Commonwealth beauty pageant, which will happen in the next few weeks. So I share this all to say, I would like to contribute my efforts also to extend it to Ghana so that I can continue my work and to support the young women, the ladies, and also the elders, because I'm really passionate about the stories we're not passing on. Our people are passing away, and we are not sharing those traditional values and those, stories, folk tales, and the essence of where we're from. So I thank you for the time and the space to share, and I look forward to being on this board.
Right. Thank you very much for that. And of course, the last program I mentioned, arts, media, and communication, the synergy for getting the message across and influencing people is immense. Great opportunities there. Thank you very much. Right. I've just seen before we go to the next speaker, board member, Madam Gina Asari is online. So I'd like to invite her to say a few words before we move on. Just ask to unmute, if you're able to unmute. Okay, all right. Let me go to Dr. Marina Nani. Dr. Marina.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good.
Thank you for allowing me to listen to your vision, and congratulations, Rudy, for taking such an important role on your shoulders. And if anyone is able to deliver beyond the expectation, definitely that is you. So I want to thank you, everybody in the room, for their commitment to create a fairer society, for their commitment to dedicate their time and their genius, their skills, and their power of believing in the future to our community. I was thinking recently that we are all cloud related, and being in this room is just testimony to that. Is a question of waiting for a miracle to happen or become that miracle. And I really feel that within this organization, there is scope, there is reason, there is purpose to create and deliver so much value that right now we can't even imagine. We might felt, I mean, all of us, that the world stopped in the last 18 months, but self-leadership is carrying away on humanity's dreams. And this is why we are working so hard behind the scenes to discover the untold story. I really feel that looking back on our journey, we interviewed over 5,000 people, and we create so many events every single month. Now we are hosting a summit. The next upcoming one is the Game Changer Summit. And thank you, Rudy, for being such an inspiration, total inspiration. People are keep asking me, is he going to speak in September? So I hope you will. We created Rich Human magazine, not necessarily as another publication. It's a luxury lifestyle publication for affluent women, but to create a community of conscious influencers. We know there are influencers that position themselves at the top of their game, but if we are looking back into reports that UN launched 3 years ago on gender gap, and that report said that we will need 278 years to close the gap. And I'm thinking, I don't have 278 years. I better do something now, and I better look at what I have, and I turn that into what needs to be done and what needs to happen. And the Rich Human magazine is more of a, I want you to think of it as a road that we are building together for the women who dare to dream big, for the women who dare to reimagine their destiny, become visible, and position themselves. Our ethos is be seen, be heard, be you. For the woman to switch on her light and gift her unique gift to the world is a place from where we definitely want to expand into becoming the new reality. And if you imagine the universe being this gigantic poem with 8 billion verses, when you look close, you see that each verse is unique and got a certain message that nobody else can deliver. So for me, the world is this gigantic 8 billion poem with 8 billion universes. And each one of us is only complete with the verse or the universe next to you, before you, ahead of you. And we might not be able to publish 8 billion stories, but at least we want to inspire everybody to reach out and share the story, because sharing your story changes your story. And that happened every single time we interviewed somebody, every single time we gave somebody the mic. We are a multimedia hub, and we have clusters in America, in Africa, in Europe, in working really hard now to launch the Rich Human Asian edition. So also, and perhaps Rudy, I never had the chance to tell you, but we are working so hard behind the scenes, and we are working now in the latest edition, which are professional editions, and we have Rich Human Real Estate magazine, we have Rich Human STEM magazine, and we have Rich Human Digital magazine. We want to raise awareness on girls and women seeking inspiring ambitious careers and fulfillment in STEM, real estate, digital space, and arts. And we want to level the career playing field so women can develop their full human potential. I call it stardust, but it's human potential, and add their full economic value to the workplace market. Bouncing back from a disrupted economy, women are the opportunity to build back better alongside men, and even in men-dominated industries. So all I'm saying is that we are supporting you fully. We are 100% behind you, everything we can do to add value, to create awareness campaigns. I'm absolutely certain that together we can make a difference. Thank you so much, Rudy, and thank you everyone for your hard work and for your beliefs in a better society. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Marina. Great. And, you know, it's heartfelt, we know. And yeah, we will ensure that, you know, we carry out and reach the goals. We really will. And that focus on empowering women, as I've said before, the best alignment for women is power. So that's great. So that has to be enabled. So, and it's good that you're extending the Rich Women brand to some of the other areas as well, as you mentioned. So that's great. Right, I'd now like to turn to Richard Davis. Good evening, Richard.
Good evening, everyone. First, congratulations, Rudy.
Thank you.
It's been a long journey, you know,
very long journey.
UK and across the rest of the world. And your new position definitely would actually strengthen your resolve and able to let other people know that means there's no glass ceiling. That means we can, as long as we're pushing along as we've been doing, we can reach the main objectives. Okay, thank you for that. My name is Richard Davis. I'm based in Manchester, UK. And my company is Amazing Business Solution. And I always believe in the word amazing, because I'm always think if you're doing something, you have to think that you're doing it in amazingly great, whatever you want to pronounce it, but I use amazing because I believe I strive to achieve the best in what I did and for my customers and my community that I serve as well. I support small business, social enterprise, and individual. I just want to touch on the previous speaker. She mentioned about the women empowerment, and I think we need to share the stats. 6 out of 10 new business, new enterprise set up by women. Yeah, and that anyone can Google that. So obviously they're not reached in all the big international boardrooms, but women are making great strides in the startups, because that's what I do on a daily basis. I set up Enterprise Club. I run own business workshop, which is like the first step to getting people to start their own business. And the data I have from those workshops I do on an annual basis, women, sometimes 8 out of the 10 people come to this workshop is women. On average, I'm saying it's between 6 to 10. And yes, we need to set a platform and we need to create the infrastructure. And that's why I enjoy doing what I'm doing when I see those numbers growing up and up as well. So I share the sentiment from the previous speaker. In Manchester, I set up the Manchester Caribbean Business Forum. And I'm also a founder member of the African Business Network in Manchester. And we work in a very collaborative way, because what people don't understand in the diaspora here, there's no such thing as, if you come to Manchester, there is a Caribbean community. There's a mixed parentage of African Caribbean. There's mixed parents of people from the wider diaspora community. So we have to think take it from a holistic approach when we deal with about different business forum. So that's why I work across the different business forum. But I select Manchester Caribbean Business Forum because at the time, even though there's various Caribbean business in Manchester, across the Greater Manchester Northwest, there's not a forum that's focused on that particular region. And that's why, and based on my experience and knowledge in the Caribbean, I think it was worth for me to set it up. The club is going from strength to strength as me and Rudy work through the club to get business in the region, to trying to do trade in the Caribbean and also wider. Before the pandemic, I was in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 2 weeks in South Africa, and I traveled from Cape Town all the way up to Zimbabwe, Mozambique border. And that was, to me, was a very revealing, especially when I went into the townships. And again, just another stats, when you go into the township and see those new merging business, they're not run by South African. They're run by people mostly from Zimbabwe and Nigeria and other Caribbean nations. Obviously, that surprised me in many ways, that majority of the startups and people at the street side at some time even further fear in the Caribbean. I got relative in Johannesburg, and he's doing a wine and other fruit business over there. And there's quite a few other Jamaicans and other Caribbean people are moving to South Africa. And as I start my discussion is business support is so vitally important in any business sphere to create that infrastructure development, because you may come up with a fantastic idea. You can't rely on the government to create that financial threshold or the bank. We have to create that threshold. So I always say to business people, whenever you approach anyone who may be able to help you in the form of business support, don't say to me, can you give me some money to start the business? Never use that word. Said, I need some help with my business. It's a strategic approach, because that person don't know you from Adam. So there's no way they're going to actually to give you money. But if you said, I'm starting a business, I got a good idea, can you help me? That person, apart from give you the money eventually when you get to understand you and your business ambition, but also can give you a lot of infrastructural development work that is vital for the longevity of your business startup. I want to share that with you guys. I'm not saying I've been around a long time, but I'm saying from my own experience, especially over the last 10 years, it's vitally important. The government is cutting back on business support. When I started my business 11 years ago, people say, you're crazy, business support. Can you make a living from business support? I proved them wrong, because I go to Job Center Plus, I go to a government agency, and I said, these are the areas that you say you cannot reach, these small micro businesses that have been there 20, 30 years. I'm here, work with me. And that's where it started off.
Yeah.
I put on various events, showcasing event, another area, part of business support, mentoring, dispute resolution, another area people don't think is necessary. My work is actually daily basis. I get a lot of issues around dispute, around work. So it's really important that to enforce the work that Rudy is doing, business support need to play a very key threshold in that.
Yeah.
And across the wider business spectrum. For now, that is my point. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Richard. Some good points. And the other thing, a number of different types of businesses that have already been put forward, including the cosmetics, the hair care and cosmetics, shea butter, obviously massive product coming from Ghana. So one of our colleagues, Derek Clement, has given a commitment to support any enterprises in terms of who are going to be in that sector. So the most important thing, that there's a willingness of people with the track record willing to put their support through the program, through the commission's programs, which is the most important thing. So thanks for that, Richard. Right, so we've only really got another 5 minutes or so to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to Jamina really to say the last few words. But before I do that, I'm going to ask our good friend, Jamaican friend, who's based in Connecticut, who I know is also committed to Dean Roden to supporting what we're doing. And why it's important as well, because Ghana, of course, is celebrating their 65th anniversary next year. Jamaica is celebrating their 60th anniversary. There's a big program we're involved in called Homeward Bound. And of recent times, there's been entrepreneurs are arranging direct flights between Ghana and Jamaica. And that is only going to grow. So, you know, entrepreneurs from both sides working collaboratively is really important to high profile countries that, you know, and people who are recognized right across the diaspora. So we certainly will ensure that we are connected. And of course, Michael and Michael's boxer, Richard, isn't it? Richard is a boxer. Yeah. And again, you know, that's what's going to go on there later on this year in the US. So it's important that we embrace the global, sorry about that. It's important that we embrace. This is, I don't know what's happening with my technology there. Important we embrace the global platforms, build relations with people who are on those platforms already. And we're already talking about a football match between the Ghanaian and Jamaican diaspora here in the UK. I visited a sports complex in Brent in West London. For those who are not sure where that is, that's where Wembley Stadium is in Brent. There's a foundation called Jason Roberts Foundation. He's a former professional footballer. And, you know, he thinks it's a great idea. And so Otis Roberts, who actually runs that particular foundation, we looked at the whole area. So again, it's going to be great opportunities. They've actually got a little boxing training room as well, Michael, as part of the complex as well. So, you know, I think, as Dr. Marina said, there aren't any boundaries for what we can do. There really aren't. So Dean, I'm going to allow you to say a few words and then come back to Jamina, and then we will close the event today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, and congratulations again, my brother Rudy. And as you said, looking at the forum, you know, Jamaican have this tendency to say, where are you from in Jamaica? You know, once you are of this, you know, our brother, whether you're from Africa, we said, what part of Jamaica are you from? But, you know, Africa is our motherland, and we respect you. And through the connection to our diaspora, that's how I meet my brother Rudy. And I saw him when I asked him what part of Jamaica he was from. So he told me England. So I didn't stop until I make him become an original Jamaican by giving him our community. We give him our community citizenship. But it's an honor. Good evening, everyone. For me, I mean, time would not permit me how excited I am. I have over 30 years experience working with kids, and as an ambassador for scouting. I've trained the top scouts in America, Eagle Scouts. Now my son, you know, when I came here, the community I went in, they said 1% of Black make it to Eagle. I came here 10 years ago, I got 3 scouts. 3 of my, when I went to the city hall, they said, Mr. Rhoda, we haven't signed a Eagle Scout for years. And my mission is to empower our Black people. You know, I got the 100 men of color, and you know, I say it doesn't matter where you're from. You know, when I went to collect my award, all these guys were there and telling me, boy, what they were going to collect. And when I went for it and said, I'll see you later, and they see me going in the same room to collect. I mean, the president, congressman, everybody was like, Mr. Rhoda, you're going to the wrong place. I said, I'm here also to collect the same award like you. Rudy, through Rudy, whatever he needs, I am here. As you talk about tell your story, they call me the walking history book.
That's right.
People have to download their history. When I can say to you that I am proud to say I cook for people like Bob Marley, you know, the greatest footballer in Jamaica, Alan Skillcole, Jimmy Cliff, these people, they come right next to your door. Not a lot of people can say it. When you live in a community that was the first free town in Jamaica, Augustown, that's where we got our slavery from Emancipation Day.
Yeah.
We were linking up. So time, there's so much for we to know, but whatever you need, I'm here to support you through Rudy. So
Thank you.
Having you guys coming on this program this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Jemima, over to you.
Thank you, Rudy. And thanks to all the speakers. We very much appreciate your efforts. Your intention to help us achieve our aim. That's goal 5 for the United Nations. We're happy to have all of you on board. Those are beautiful words. We appreciate you all, and we can't wait to have you on board. Thank you very much. And I must say, Gina Asari, Dr. Gina Asari, I don't know if she can.
No, I think she's dropped.
If she can give us the last word. Yeah, she's our Deputy Advisory Board Chair. I don't know if she has something to say. Probably give us a vote of thanks. Yes, but I would like to thank everybody for coming. And I appreciate you all. Rudy, thank you so much for the hard work. I appreciate you. Lena Marshall, Michael Amubediako, and our special advisor, Vicky Mills, who happened to be the personal assistant to the then Secretary General, Kofi Annan. She couldn't join us today. She sent her regards. Yes, and so I don't know if Gina will have some words to share with us. Other than that, thank you all for coming.
Right, I think it's dropped off. The line's dropped.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, so Rudy, I'll end by thanking everybody, all the speakers. Thanks for your commitment and thanks for having us.
And thank you very much all, and have a good evening and take care. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.